Alright, what is going on? It's Shellz here, and we're at the Shellz Show. This is the Shellz Show Open Preview for 2017, and this year's Open is taking place at Royal Berkshire. I believe it's in Southport, wherever the hell that is. I have no clue, but I'm going to guess it's somewhere close to Liverpool, I'd say, Manchester area. I'm not 100% sure. My geography of England is pretty atrocious. Thank God I don't live there, because that's my excuse. But anyway, this is the Open this year, and it's probably definitely one of the ones I do not miss when it comes to the golf, because I always think it's super competitive. You know, I was away in Thailand 2 years ago, and it was the one golf tournament that we literally, me and my mates, actually went to watch because we thought it's always such a good time. But it's definitely gonna be competitive this year. I cannot wait for it to start on Thursday. It is Tuesday. Is it Tuesday or is it? Yeah, so two days pretty much, 2 sleeps basically, I should put it as, and then we'll be right there. So if you guys are wondering what the gameplay is, the background is a round on the Royal Berkshire back 9 on the game, the Golf Club 2. So that's you guys wondering what's in the background. Let's get on to my predictions for this week, and we'll go through. We'll first start off with some honorary mentions, because that's an important part of it. These guys, I didn't put them in my top 10, but I do think they can be contenders. Rafa Cabrera-Bello, Shane Lowry, and Porter Carrington. I just want to say Porter Carrington. That shot Porter Carrington in the 17th in 2008 with the 5-wood, to me, is one of the most incredible shots ever. I watched that shot when I was in France, I believe, on holidays with my parents. I remember watching it on a small TV, and I remember looking at it and being like, what did I see? Because I knew it was the most unbelievable shot, absolute game-changing shot, and it was an absolute unbelievable just to watch. That shot completely was a game changer. Like, I don't think anyone else can say otherwise. That shot was an absolute amazing piece of brilliance from Porter Carrington, and rightly so. One of his best shots. I think he'll look back on later on in his career. So let's get on to my top 10 list here, and we'll go through some of the names now. These players that I picked out got a chance to contend. So I'll start off the list off at number 10 is Zach Johnson. Former major winner 2 years ago, I believe, at St. Andrews with the one. He won St. Andrews, didn't he? He's definitely St. Andrews in the rain. I think it was on the final day. I think he was 11 under. He did a really good job. I think he can play in the links, and that's the reason I'm going to give him number 10. I feel like he can perform this links course. He's proved at St. Andrews before, and that's a huge plus. I think Americans who can prove they play at links courses, it gives them a huge benefit at the end of the day, and that's one of the reasons why I rank him up there. Even though he might not be a bookie's favorite to do well, I think he still has a huge chance to be up there come Sunday, and that's why I put him in that position. Number 9, Ricky Fowler. I think Ricky Fowler is a really intriguing golfer because he has so much talent. I feel like he's missing one or two things, and if you put those two things together, I think you get a really, really good golfer. And he's a really good golfer. Don't get me wrong. I think he's got a real bright future, and he's definitely going to win a major one of these days. Whether the Open suits him or not is a different statement. I think he can perform well. Whether he'll be able to play the links golf is a different story. It's a whole different ballgame playing this game. You don't really get these conditions in the States. I think the next 3 guys, I think I've kind of put them down as guys I think might struggle with the links game. But we'll have to see. Dustin Johnson, number 8, Dustin Johnson. Now, how is Dustin Johnson's season gone? Well, Dustin Johnson's been absolutely killing the game. World number 1, had an unbelievable run before the Masters, and then unfortunately got injured right before it, falling down the stairs. I think it was his hip or back that got injured. I mean, that would have been some ride if he won the Masters that week. He would have been like Tiger Woods-esque performance. Now, my issue with him this week is while he has the distance, I'm not 100% confident his short game will do the job here. It's a little bit different. I'm not sure how his putting will work on the links course, especially with these small greens. But as I said, if he can turn on the pressure, he can win this game. Again, I have the same problem I saw with Ricky Fowler, is the course. I'm not sure how good he is going to be on the links courses. I mean, he could probably prove me wrong, but it's going to be interesting to see how he plays in the links. I think this is a course, as I said with Ricky Fowler, it's conditions you can't really imitate in the States. And I hate that. And I read a comment the other day. It said Americans think they can just turn up and play the course, and that's kind of true. I think Americans do that. I think they can come up, turn up, Monday at the tournament and be like, yep, this is grand. It's a normal golf course. I can do anything. I'm this, and there he gets better than them. I'm not sure that was going to be the way it worked for those 2 guys, and that's why I kind of put them down, even though they are great players. I just don't see them being the top 5 talent you need to win the Open, and that's why I kind of write them. Jordan Spieth, number 7. I think Spieth is gonna suit the Lynx team pretty well. I feel like, I mean, he basically does what you need to do in a Lynx team, and that's the short game and the putting. And I mean, if that flat stick of his is on form, I mean, we're all in trouble because he's could run away with this golf course. It is gonna be like, I think it's gonna be a low scoring event. So you've got it. Like if you can put for par. You would put those pars, you're probably going to be gaining strokes in the field in some holes, and that's the really important thing that you got to consider at Birkdale. I think Spieth is a perfect player with his putting. I think he's going to really put pressure to the top guys at the top, because you're going to have to put really well to beat him, and he's going to really prove to a lot of people that he could be a major winner in the Open. I really do feel he's probably the not the US Open, or not the first US to win the King, but I think he's probably the best chance of the US to be a first-time Open winner. I think he's probably overall, I mean, he can come up with some shots I think can really prove that he is the guy to win. At number 6, I have Jason Day. Jason Day this season hasn't been the same Jason Day we know of prior, but Jason Day can turn it on in a flash. I know his mother's sick though, and he might not quite be in the proper mental state, but I mean, if he can get his game going, I mean, I think he can be as talented as anyone on the tour. I think he's got the most talent of any guy. I think he's the closest to being the best technical player. He just needs to put it all together, and when he does that, he'll be the guy. Interesting to see how he'll play this week. I do believe he will hopefully come alive at the end of the season. I haven't seen much from this start of the season where I expect a lot more out of Jason Day. Hoping we'll see it this week and maybe a bit more. I put at number 5, put his fellow Aussie teammate Adam Scott. I think Adam Scott's a really good player, and I feel like Butch Harmon kind of maybe sugarcoated me a bit this one, but I think Butch Harmon said that Adam Scott can play links pretty well. I tend to agree. I think he can play the links courses. I think he'll do a good job around this course. It's not an easy course by any means, but I think Adam Scott is one of the best talents in Europe, not outside the US, that needs to win a major, along with him and a guy I'm going to mention in like 2 names time. But I think those two guys got a huge talent to win this thing, and interesting to see how he'll perform this week. At number 4, Rory McIlroy. Well, obviously McIlroy's going to be up here. He's grown up in Ireland. Ireland has links courses, and he's going to play links course over in England and Scotland. They're kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same weather. I know Ireland, England, Wales, Scotland. It's all the same weather pretty much. We always get the same thing. I'm from Ireland, so I understand what it's like to, kind of, what's that word? That sea breeze where it's pretty vicious and it like skins you alive, if you're out there too long enough, the windbreaker on. But I think McIlroy suits perfectly to links golf. He can prove it. I'm just waiting for him to turn the heat on. He needs to turn that barbecue on and get going. We're still waiting for the season. I think if he does get it on, I think we'll be expecting a big performance from him. I think he's got all. We've got to wait to see what he does, because I think he can be a really good player. I think he'll be up there in that the top 5 this week. Definitely, I think he'll really put pressure on the guys at the top. So number 3, Hideki Matsuyama. I think Hideki Matsuyama is probably the guy I'm probably risking putting up this high, but I have a lot of faith in him. I think this is a guy that, if he puts the 2 or 3 things together, he can be an amazing player. I mean, I lost the PGA Championship last season. I thought he could win it. Unfortunately, he kind of fell apart, as you saw. A few putts he missed, and it wasn't really a contention, but you could see he had the ability to, be the player, and he just wasn't the player. And, if he makes 1 or 2 less mistakes, he could very well be the guy who's 3 or 4 shots off being a champion. So I think he's got a real bright future. I'm a little concerned with his links ability, but of course we'll have to find out this week if he can play the links or not. I do think he's on flying form at the moment. I do think he can perform what needs to be done. I could, of course, be horrifically wrong and find out that the guy is absolutely like a fish out of water in links course. But I'm pretty confident he's performed well previously. I've not done much research on him, but I think his game will suit this. I think he's got a guy who's definitely going to win a major in the next 5 years. Him and Adam Scott, I think, are 2 guys that desperately need a major win in the next few years. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys pull off as long as Ricky Fowler. So number 2, Phil Mickelson. Now, last year, what an Open we had last season. I mean, that was one of the best Opens I've watched. I mean, absolutely riveting stuff between him and Henrik Stenson, the guy at the Clarett Jug this season. brilliant event. Now, this season, Phil Mickelson missed the US Open for his daughter's graduation. I think he'll be back this season, and he will be looking for blood. I think he's going to come to this Open event, and he's going to look to win it this season. He was so close last season, and I think that last season is going to motivate him this week to be the guy to win it. I think he's going to come with a mission. He's going to be really looking to prove people wrong that he can win it again. I think he proves everything he needs with the short green, the putter's on, and he's really got a really good chance. I think it's going to be important. His short game really suits this with the Links golf course team. I think he's pretty much the best American at the Links at the moment. So I'd be confident with him in any Links course, to be honest. I think pretty much more than anyone. But any year as well, I think I'd take him probably over any American. Maybe not Tiger Woods in his prime, but pretty much everyone. Anyway, my winner, or the guy I believe has the best chance to win this week, is a guy known as John Ram. So John Ram, the Spaniard who went to the States for college, Arizona State. I think he's got a huge chance to win. I thought his Irish Open performance was magnificent. Winning by 6 shots was startlingly amazing. Really good job by him to do that. And I think his confidence from being able to do that, the Irish Open on a links course, will really pay dividends at Berkshire. I think he's going to really come here with a really good chance to prove people wrong. He's going to come with he'll be on a mission. I think he is easily Europe's best chance of winning this year. I know Rory McIlroy has all the talent and he's probably the most experienced European, but I think John Rahm's form this season is exactly what needs to be done, and I think in the end he will probably be the guy to come out with the Clarett Jug. I think he's my favourite to be the one. As we wrap it up here, let's go through my top 5 guys I think will definitely be in the top 5. Rahm, Mickelson are definitely guys I think will be in the top 5. I think Spieth will be right up there. I think Spieth, those 3 guys will definitely be competitive, and they'll be right at the buzzer. Definitely top 10s. I think McIlroy will be definitely top 10. Jason Day will be top 10. Spieth. I'll give Zach Johnson top 10. I think he'll prove wrong. I think Padraig Harrington will do a lot better than people expected. Out of the top 10, guy to absolutely have a disastrous weekend. I hate to say this, but I really think Dustin Johnson could have a disastrous weekend. I just don't think links golf is his forte, unfortunately, but I could be entirely wrong. But anyway, guys, I think that's all I'm going to do for the video. Nothing else to do. I might do a video on Saturday or Friday night discussing the first 2 days of the Open. I'm not 100% sure if I'll do that yet or off the time. If I do, I'll probably get it done then, and we'll discuss how the first 2 days went and what we expect for the Saturday and the Sunday. But until then, guys, I'm going to leave the video here. If you like this content, give it a subscribe and a like. Really appreciates me, works out the channel, and helps everything else. But that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Have a good one and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.